Hey guys, welcome back to The Secret History. Imagine stepping aboard the most luxurious ship ever built. A ship so magnificent that people believed it was impossible to sink. This was the RMS Titanic. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, carrying more than 2,200 passengers and crew on its maiden voyage to New York City. For 4 days, everything went exactly as planned. Passengers enjoyed grand dining halls, elegant cabins, breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean. But on the night of ika-labing-apat ng Abril, everything changed. At alas 11:40 ng gabi, the Titanic struck a massive iceberg. Within just 2 hours and 40 minutes, the unsinkable ship disappeared beneath the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. More than 1,500 people lost their lives, but the biggest question remains. Could this tragedy have been prevented? Let's uncover the truth. The Titanic wasn't just another ship. It was the largest passenger ship in the world at the time, stretching nearly 269 meters long. It featured luxurious first-class suites, elegant dining rooms, a grand staircase, a swimming pool, a gym, and even Turkish baths. For the wealthy, it felt like a floating palace. But not everyone on board lived in luxury. Thousands of immigrants traveled in third class, hoping to start a new life in America. They carried dreams of better jobs, safer lives, and brighter futures. No one imagined that this journey would become one of history's greatest disasters. As the Titanic sailed deeper into the freezing North Atlantic, iceberg warnings began arriving from nearby ships, yet the Titanic continued moving at nearly full speed. The crew believed the ship could handle anything. That decision would soon change everything. It was alas 11:40 ng gabi. On April 14, 1912, the night was unusually calm. The sea was almost perfectly still, making it incredibly difficult to spot icebergs. High above the deck, 2 lookouts scanned the darkness. Then, a giant iceberg suddenly appeared straight ahead. Iceberg, right ahead. The warning echoed across the ship. The officers reacted immediately. They ordered the ship to turn, and the engines were reversed. But it was too late. The Titanic scraped along the side of the iceberg. From the outside, the damage looked surprisingly small. Many passengers didn't even realize anything had happened. But below the waterline, the iceberg had ripped open several compartments. Freezing Atlantic water rushed inside. Within minutes, the ship's designers realized the unthinkable. The Titanic was going to sink. At first, most passengers remained calm. The Titanic was believed to be unsinkable. Many thought the stop was only temporary. But below deck, the water kept rising. Captain Edward Smith gave the order to prepare the lifeboats. There was just one problem. The Titanic carried lifeboats for only about half the people on board. As the crew shouted, "Women and children first!" panic slowly spread across the ship. Some families were separated forever. Some passengers refused to leave the warmth of the ship. Others desperately searched for a place in the lifeboats. One by one, the lifeboats disappeared into the freezing darkness. Hundreds of people were left behind, still hoping for a miracle. But the freezing Atlantic Ocean had other plans. By 2 a.m., the Titanic was almost completely underwater. The bow sank deeper with every passing minute. The lights flickered. Then suddenly, they went out. The ship split into 2 massive sections, one final time. The stern rose high above the freezing Atlantic Ocean. Then, at 2:20 a.m., on April 15, 1912, the Titanic disappeared beneath the waves. More than 1,500 people were left in the icy water. The temperature was below freezing. For most people, survival lasted only a few minutes. Hours later, the rescue ship Carpathia arrived, but for many, it was already too late. The world's greatest ocean liner had vanished forever. The tragedy shocked the entire world. Newspapers called it one of the greatest disasters in history. People wanted answers. Why did the Titanic sink? Why were there not enough lifeboats? Could more lives have been saved? Investigations revealed several critical mistakes. The ship had received multiple iceberg warnings, yet it continued sailing at high speed. Many lifeboats were launched only half full. And safety regulations at the time required far fewer lifeboats than a ship of Titanic size actually needed. The disaster changed maritime history forever. New international safety laws were introduced. Today, more than a century later, the Titanic still rests nearly 3,800 meters beneath the North Atlantic Ocean, a silent reminder that even mankind's greatest achievements are never greater than the power of nature. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next story on the sacred history.